Alright, welcome back to another Beat This Game Today episode here. I'm a little late, it's actually Wednesday. I meant to get this out yesterday, but this game proved to be a lot harder than I had expected. And just to let you know, I have beaten this game before. It's probably been about 5 years ago. And other than that, when I had a kid, there was no way I even came close to beating it. But now, as an adult, it's not so bad, but it's not easy either. It definitely earns the right to be called what I would say a difficult game. It's a really good game though, so if you've never played it, or you have it, or you don't have it and you see it every once in a while and you think about buying it, do it, because I think you usually get them for about $5. It's not anything too expensive, and it's definitely worth it to add to the collection. And if you see the sequel to this game, Return of the Joker on NES, definitely pick it up, because that is definitely not a game you see all the time. And that game is good as well. It's a little bit different than this game, but it's still good nonetheless. Now I'm kind of rambling as I'm talking over this, but essentially I played this game for about 2 days to get most of the patterns down. By no means is this a speed run, but I definitely got through most of the levels here, the first 2 or 3 through with minor hits or damage taken. And also this game that I noticed a lot like, it acts a lot like Ninja Gaiden, and I say that because I've been practicing on Ninja Gaiden the other couple of weeks ago, and a lot of the ways that this jumping mechanics work and whatnot seems to be pretty similar to the way this game works, which is good and bad, because the controls are somewhat tight, but when you're doing jumps and everything, it has to be timed precisely, mixed in with the hits, so it's good and bad in that way. But it definitely makes it challenging as well. So it could have been a little smoother, I think, but definitely, it said it's got a challenge set up for you. Since you get 3 different type of weapons that you pick up refills throughout the game, or 4 throughout the game. You've got the boomerang, you've got missiles, and some sort of weapon that splits into 3 individuals as you shoot it out, which can be useful to hit things that are higher or lower than you. Probably I'd say the most effective though is the boomerang or the batarang or whatever the hell it's called. Mainly just because it can, if you shoot it right or aim it right at your enemies, you can hit them twice with it, and that definitely helps. But I guess your favorite or best weapon you can have in this is your punches. As you see, we're already on to stage 2. I just made short work of the boss. Pretty much with that, if you stay in that one position in the beginning, sometimes you usually get lucky in the sense that he'll dodge and try to hit you twice. And as long as you time the batarangs at the proper time, not when he first swoops down to get you, but when he's about as close as he can to you, you can hit him multiple times, and that way you only have to do it twice. If he makes you go to the other side to hit him, then you're just going to have to reposition yourself. Here, this level is the one that starts incorporating the jumps, the different side jumps, side kick jumps, I guess, off the wall. Here's a little shortcut right there. You can keep going left. There's like 2 or 3 enemies you gotta take out, but it's a lot better if you just use that. Again, I may make it look easy, but it's because for the most part I memorized all these different sections in order to be able to keep going at this pace. One other thing I will point out, just in case I haven't mentioned it before in my previous videos, I play all of my speedruns or any sort of recording on the actual systems with the actual game. Therefore, I can't play any games that I don't have. I've had this one for quite a while. Didn't have it as a kid. Probably bought it when I was about 22. But so I'm actually playing it on a real Nintendo. The only thing that's slightly different is I'm playing on the dog bone or the wishbone or whatever the hell they call that controller, the redesigned model. for the NES controller, because I really don't like playing with the box controllers, because I think it starts hurting your hand after a while. But yeah, but I use that controller pretty much for everything, mainly because it feels better. In this section, it's all about taking the least amount of damage so that you'll have enough to make it to the boss. One of the nice things about this game is after you beat a boss, you get a certain amount of life back. I want to say it's like 4 or 5 different health hits up there. You definitely don't get a full recharge, but you will get some of it. So the better you can do at the end of these levels, the better off you're going to be. And this boss, there's probably an easier. I mean, you could dodge and whatnot, but to me, this works kind of easy. It's just to go right at it and pretty much take the hits and just waste these guys as fast as possible. As you see, you got the 3 points. You got to hit those 2 right there that alternate 2 shots up, 2 shots down. And you got these this enemy that drops shit from the ceiling, but you got to get all the way left to hit that energy piece, I guess. And then you got this final one. You can come up and hit that with your fist, but you've got to make it come out. So I found this to be the easiest. Essentially, you'll throw one, it goes into a defensive mode, but if you time the second one right after that, you'll strike it. And there's that level. On level 3 here, this is where you start getting some other enemies in, especially these little bastards right here. Don't know what they're called, but they're definitely definitely a pain in the ass. You can take them on and kind of time it so they'll jump over you, like leapfrog, and you can hit them back and forth. I didn't really feel like chancing that, because sometimes they can get in the wrong rhythm and really close into you and fuck you up. So I just decided to do it that way, as you saw, getting them to where you can still hit them when they're off screen before they start triggering the jump. And another point to add too, a lot of these enemies can either be triggered out of a glitch or can be avoided as long as you don't enter certain areas. I'll tell you about. There's a couple points I think later where I'll tell you about the glitches that they work better, and that's really, like I said, similar to Ninja Gaiden, so that's why I made a mention of it before. But you can see what I mean by this. The enemy gets right up on you, and if he gets too close to you, you're just never gonna get him off you. But anyways, these guys that drop by the ceiling, those missiles, a lot of them, it's a proximity type thing. You have to get within a certain range or be touching the floor, and those things will be sent out. So if you see those, it's kind of best to stay as far away from them or know that they're going to come out as soon as you get close to them, so you can kind of time them to get to make it so you can either dodge them or hit them in order to get energy. I only went left there just to get some hearts, because this section down here can be kind of a pain in the ass. And this is one of the first times you might try using a glitch on this guy, because when you drop down here, there's going to be on the left side, there's going to be those fans, and then on the right side you see that guy was there. But as you can see, if you kind of go up sometimes, like the Ninja Gaiden, you can make these enemies basically kind of die automatically, or glitch out, or whatever they call it. And that really helps in that section, because once you drop down, you'll see that one on the right immediately, and then you'll see if you go too far to the right, then the other one comes at you, and to have 2 of them at one time is a real pain in the ass. This section is a little annoying right here, just because you want to get it timed so that you don't get hit really hard with these. And I got pissed off at it. I just went ahead and took the hit. Definitely got to master this wall jump, because later on in the game there'll be some parts that you really need to be precise on, and if you don't know how to do it by now, if you can't make it through this level with jumping, then you're really screwed. Best thing to kill these are the batarangs right there, just because they go through and they'll take multiple hits, and since the enemy's so big, it definitely helps you out. I would suggest doing that. This one's a little tricky because if you want to get the better hits, you got to time the jump right after he shoots it, or shoots his projectile weapon. That way you can jump up and use the batarang, and it takes a lot more damage than if you just hit it singularly. You can see I kind of messed up there. I should be went back to my regular punch. And you can see I kind of faked that one out right there and dodged it. I would say that's another one of the more annoying parts about this game that seemed to cost me a lot of, or cause a lot of issues for me, was the switching back and forth between the weapons. Since obviously you only have two buttons, that's your attack and then your jump. You're left to use the other buttons to select your weapons. So you have to use the select button, which if you're in a tight spot and you're moving real fast to get it back to the original, or to the one that you need, your regular fist, can be kind of annoying. And also you have to toggle through them. So if the ones you're at is like third in line, you have to toggle it over to that rather than just being able to easily switch back and forth between what you want. As you can see, I used another glitch right there to get by that guy. This guy, the key to this one, he's a little bit tougher. Essentially, if you've got enough energy, just sit down next to him like we're doing right now and just keep hitting him until he dies. Just make sure you're close enough that they your weapon hits him twice, so that you don't have to expend twice as much ammo to get him. Again, we're going to try to fake out this one, that other guy over there, while trying to dodge these things coming out of the ceiling. And although these things can be annoying as they drop these guys out of the ceiling like this, they can be pretty helpful. They remind me a lot of the similar enemies that they had in Metroid, in the sense that if you ever get to a part in the game where you're really low in energy, you can always use these things to get different items, or to keep just spawning items as you kill them, and it will help you bring your life up or get you more weapons. And later in the game I do that, and I'll show you kind of how I used it, or what place I used it. Overall, this was a pretty good run for me. Could have been a little bit better, but I won't spoil the end for you. I think these guys take 5 hits with the missile or the gun or whatever they call it. There we go, through this. (4-2). This one's a little bit easier than the last one. Kind of nice to have these guys coming at you. It gives you a little bit of chance to refill on whatever you need item wise. Like I said, more wall jumping. If you're not comfortable with that yet, you're really going to have a pain in the ass right here. I don't know why I had such a hard time doing it this time. Typically you should be able to hit it on the first try. As you can see, I was talking, I'm going to use that weapon to hit something below me. Probably best to use the missile there just because you're a little bit out of range with the batarang. So. What I also like about this game, which is again similar to Ninja Gaiden, is that you've got 2 styles of jump, but the jump, even though you have 2 styles, is really kind of a pain in the ass. You have one long jump that you have to jump it a little longer, and he'll jump either higher or further over to the right or the left. And then there's kind of like a quick jump where he doesn't take as much time to get into the jump, but it's a lot shorter of a leap. And they use that pretty effectively in this game to get you through some parts. So some parts you need them, some parts you don't. As you can see, I was being a real idiot right there, and forgot they were going to drop by the ceiling. So that was my first death of this run. I will say the one bummer thing about playing this game is there's a lot. If you're going to do a lot of punching, is the problem that you're going to wear your finger out pretty quick, because you have to hit the punch button pretty quick in order to get to be able to defend yourself against the ground units that rush you. If you do it real slow, you're definitely not going to be able to dodge them, and they'll get through you and hit you once, and that's what you don't want at all. So I don't know, it might be easier to use a turbo controller. I've never been too fond of turbo controllers, so I really don't know what the difference would be, or if it's really a benefit to you or if it hinders you. Probably the best thing I ever used to a turbo controller was the Max, but I never used turbo on it. So getting through, skip that one guy right there. That's kind of nice. Don't want to take any more unnecessary risks at this stage in the game. Again, these can be kind of a pain in the ass. It's all about timing right here. Sorry I'm not as animated. It's kind of late right now, and I'm trying to think about other stuff that I can say while we're going through this. This part, you could, if you needed some of the energy right there, you definitely could get something out of those guys. But if you don't want any of them, then don't worry about it. But with having those two there, you can definitely respawn a lot of energy or items if you have the patience. I found this method works the best. I'm sure there's better ones, but essentially standing right there and hitting whichever one goes past you to the right worked best for me. And essentially, once you get one of these things dead, the other one kind of goes ape shit and then stays towards the bottom and shoots projectiles up that hit you on certain levels vertically and then on the ground. And I find getting down there and next to it and hitting as fast as you can is your best option. Alright, we're on the last stage now. Surprisingly enough. Like I said, it's a really good game, and it definitely is a difficult challenge, but definitely weren't a lot of levels made on this game, which I don't know, maybe it's good or bad. I don't know which one it is. But I would have liked to have seen it longer as someone who's kind of mastered the other levels, but at the same time I could see this game already has a pretty particular difficulty level, so maybe it was best they didn't put more levels in. I don't know why I did that. I really should have gone over to the right, killed that one guy, and immediately hit the left and killed the crawling projectile there. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but these enemies right here, they have a certain pattern. They either do one where they thrust out, or they got two where they thrust out there. So and they alternate. So it's best to try to catch them whichever one you think is easier to beat them on. I like to say I like to do the jump and fall away method. Now right here, I do this kind of the difficult way, but if you fall down, I think to the third brick, and you land right in the middle and continue to go up, you can make this thing glitch out. I didn't get it on this run. I don't know if it has to be done on the first time that you see it, or what, but you can definitely use that to glitch your way out of that portion. And there I go again, second death. Now I have no more lives, which I will say is kind of bullshit. This game, it gives you unlimited continuous, so there's really no reason to stop playing this game. But I would have liked to have been able to pick up at least 1 or 2 extra lives, whether it be from points or whether it be from actual items that you pick up along the way in this game. I think not having him made it definitely that much harder, and maybe almost unplayable. Because since you get the 2 lives that you start with, and that's it. Let's see, we're gonna do this part again, mainly because I didn't have a lot of energy when I went up to the climb section. And it really didn't matter to me whether or not I died there or later. I really didn't have enough energy. So, and it just gets harder as you go up. You can see there is where I did the double hit right there, but then I messed up and went back to the left to get the item. So, if you're going to use those things to collect items, it's similar to Metroid again. It's best to do it in threes, I believe. Or yeah, you let 3 of them come down and you hit them, and don't collect the items. Just let the 3 items sit there, and no more will come down. So, but as soon as you get those items, you'll be right back on top of it. But that gives you a little bit of reprieve, so you don't have to get just keep letting them fall and then collecting these big piles of items down there, and then as soon as you go for the item, you get hit by one. So definitely a good thing if you need some energy along the way. Here's these. Right there is one of the first of 2 difficult jumps that are in this section of the game. Probably the hardest 2 in the whole game. I've gotten past it a few times, but I definitely don't know how I do it. It's really, really precise, though. From what I can tell, the piece in the jump that you got to hit is really tough. And here we go. We're getting up to the boss. This is the first boss. I guess he's like a mini boss, and then you have the Joker. The key to him is you want a timeout so you can jump over his projectile weapon. But anyways, I died right there.
You suck.
Stallone says it all right there. I do suck. I'm pretty happy though in this run that I was able to get to the last level with my original lives and everything. But oh well, this isn't called the speed run. This is called beat a game. So I am about to show you that I did beat the game here on this second section right here against the Joker. After a few continues and trying to be patient and get to it, I was able to beat him. Essentially, what you want to do is dodge his gun, because his gun takes away the most energy, and then the lightning has a certain pattern, so you want to be able to get in between those so you don't get struck by the lightning, and then make sure when he runs by you, or runs through you rather, that you have him hit, so that if he's damaged while he runs through you, you don't take a hit from him running through you. So that's the best way to do it, and I think the Batarang is the best way to defeat that guy. Now, I've seen some people use fists, but that's a whole different timing, and it may be faster, but I like the Batarang way easier. For some reason, I always found this cutscene at the end very strange, but it works. The cutscenes in this game are really good, and I know I didn't take time out to actually show you any of them, mainly because I was in a hurry to get through the game, but if you get a chance, definitely watch them. They're good. No, there it is. Like I said, I would have liked to have done one like I do in most of my games, where I run the whole thing without having to use any continued, maybe dying once or twice. But this game is pretty difficult, and I think to get it all in one shot is definitely possible, but it would have took me a few more weeks to get it down. I would have had to be able to play this game in my sleep, and really I'm not that interested in getting that good at it. I'm happy with what I was able to do there, and it worked for me. So, but there's another one down in the history book, so to speak, and I might try to get with some more easier Nintendo games, or maybe go to a Genesis game next time, just because I've done 2 pretty difficult games in a row, both this one and Comic Zone, and I think I'm going to take a little break. Sometimes these videos take a lot out of me, but thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, or request, And thanks for watching. Have a great day.